Hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Crossword Live. This is the show where we solve one of Arkadium's crossword puzzles together. So I have one daily medium crossword loaded right now. The mediums have been a really good difficulty for us so far. My name is Jack. I'll be guiding us through this puzzle. But the clues are always visible on your screen in blue. So if you think you know an answer, pop it into chat. I'll try to keep track of all the chats and really make this a crowdsourced solve. We've been getting really good at these, and it's always fun the more people who play. I also think today is our first time being live on Instagram as well. So if you're tuning in from Instagram, welcome. Great to have you here. I'm going to play a little background music and get started in just a sec. And if anyone knows one across, feel free to pop into one of the chats and you can get us started. Oh, hey, Jade on TikTok, one of our regulars, welcome back. And we got people joining on TikTok. I see some people have already joined on Instagram. Give people a second to populate the chat. My music never started playing. There it goes. Jade, you ready for a crossword puzzle today? Cannon says club, interest group for seniors. Oh, nice. That's a cool guess. Jade says, I've never been this early. It's good to be early. Captain Lou agrees. So club, yeah. So we're thinking seniors like high school seniors maybe? Is that the idea? I'm so ready. Everyone agrees it's club. Okay, an interest group for seniors. I like that. Like Glee Club or Debate Club or something like that. Ooh, interesting. Computer software training on YouTube guesses AARP, which is a totally different angle on the clue. Now we're thinking seniors as in senior citizens. So we might need some crosses to get us through this one. Do we think it's club or AARP or maybe something else? Go beyond on the road. Okay. So go beyond on the road. We have gathers as crops. Interesting. What's this one? Dispense in portions. Yeah, computer training software really thinks it's AARP. Let's put it in and see how that goes. AARP, of course, is the... Yeah, Bugs agrees on TikTok, so maybe we're having a change of mood here. Go beyond on the road. Yeah, club is not working, Jade says. Man, it's not a good sign when we have hit a stumbling block on one across. Seller of 20 across. Oh, we got to see 20 across to understand this clue. Where's 20 across here? Some tablet computers. Okay. Jade is writing that gathers as crops is reaps. Like you reap what you sow. I like that. And that works with AARP, but not with club. So that's our first confirmation that computer software training on YouTube was correct. And Safi, welcome back. Safi is saying that Apple is the seller of 20 across. 20 across, remember, was some tablet computers, probably iPads. Yeah, Bugs says iPads. Apple sells them. Pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. Jade agrees on Apple. I like it. All right, 2 down. Dispense in portions. Not the most obvious clue for me. And what was this? Not guilty for 1. Okay, I have an idea for this one. Those letters that we already have are helpful. Oh, Bug says a lot for 2 down. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Dispense in portions is to a lot. Yeah, nice work. And checking the cross at 22. ETs, extraterrestrials, are UFO passengers. So everything is working out peachy. Nice work. People are telling me that not guilty is a plea. I've got to agree. And computer software engineer, go beyond on the road. Is that what you mean for pale? I don't know if I understand that. I was thinking more like pass, you know, like if you pass someone on the road, but maybe you meant pale for a different one. What do we think of pass? Yeah, that Seahorses Ptolemy, interesting username, agrees on pass. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to look at the title of the puzzle today. The title always gives us a hint to what the theme is going to be. So this one's called In the Movies. It's by Bruce Vensky. So maybe we'll get some actors populating our grid or something. We'll figure out what In the Movies means in a little bit. And Oh, people like lopsided for 19. Lopsided, unevenly balanced. That's a nice entry. Cool. Lopsided. I like it. Yeah, everyone agrees. Should we look at this first long across 16, covering for a broken arm? We have PLAS, which kind of looks like, I don't know, plastic or something. Safi says plasma screen. Ooh, Brian Kilpatrick says plaster cast. That's a nice idea. Yeah, plaster cast. So a cast is a covering for a broken arm, and they're typically made out of plaster. Nice work. Nice work. Okay. The CD is a little strange, though. We should check this. How many LPs are re-released? Elias Lewin agrees on plaster cast. Computer Software Training on YouTube says, good game, take care. Take care to you as well. Come back anytime. We do this every day. Brian Kilpatrick, who I think you were the one who supplied plaster cast, is saying that you re-release LPs on CD. Interesting. Interesting entry. By the way, this crossword puzzle comes from Arkadium. So if you don't know what Arkadium is, do go to Arkadium.com. They got 1 million crosswords and lots of other games that we haven't played on the Daily Crossword Live because this is a crossword show. But you want to check those out too. And follow us wherever you're watching us right now. Follow Arkadium and you won't miss a show. Let's see. People are telling me USA. Letters on our stamps. Yeah, USA. We were talking yesterday about how these crosswords are very America-centric. So even the use of the word our there, like who our are we talking about? Not a soul, no one. Yeah, everyone on TikTok likes not a soul. Welcome on Instagram. I think a couple of people are watching on Instagram. Feel free to play as well. But most people are hanging out on TikTok, it seems. Ooh, 8 down. Miserable. Who knows this one? I think everyone knows this one. This is one of my favorite musicals. And 5 down is, yeah, Les Mis. Anyone else love Les Mis? It's such beautiful music, such a tragic story. I have a real soft spot for Les Mis. And Jade is telling me that tranquil is serene. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, 5 down, serene, tranquil. Very nice. And people like smell, taste, and sight as senses. Yep. So those are 3 of the 5 senses, I guess. Nice work. Big Johnny coming in with senses as well. Love it. How about this? We have SED for family car. And 23 across for grown-up lad. Elias Lewin says, I see dead people. That's kind of cool, if true. Clearly a Sixth Sense reference. Senses, is that the idea? I see dead people, I sense them? That's funny. Okay, people are telling me that family car is a sedan. It's kind of interesting. When I picture a family car, yeah, sure, families can have sedans, but I picture more a minivan or, like single people have sedans too. You don't need to be a family. So it's interesting angle on that clue. Yeah, Elias confirms I see dead people was a reference to the Sixth Sense at 13 across. Bonastasio, welcome, also knows sedan. What do we have here? Grown-up lad. Yeah, everyone on TikTok likes man for grown-up lad. And meek. We have meek and we have a TIM in the grid. What do we think? Normally I read a clue and then, Breed, welcome. Breed also knows sedan on Facebook. Yeah, timid. Everyone's happy with timid. No disagreements there. Nice work, everybody. All right, maybe let's fill in this little section here. I don't like leaving these little blank sections, so let's fill this in before we continue to the rest. Bonastasio says, cool, I can join on Instagram too. Yes, we're live on Instagram now, I think for the first time. So if you prefer Instagram, check us out there as well. Jade says latte. Where's latte? I don't even see a spot for it. Coffee colloquially, Java, yeah. Ooh, although Jamie says cuppa. which is kind of funny. Oops. If we had cuppa, I think cuppa is like a British term for a cup of tea, right? You say, I'll have a cuppa? But I think Java is better for coffee, specifically. Yeah, and latte doesn't fit, unfortunately. This V gives us compete at 18 across. Oh, cuppa has 2 P's, Jade tells me. And I know Jade is calling in from the UK, so I trust your wisdom on this one. My lips blank sealed. And what is this J giving me? A boxer's punch. All right, all pretty straightforward. Gil on YouTube, welcome back, says, to compete is to vie. Yeah. Nice. You vie for a position. You vie to win the tournament. Everyone likes jab. For a boxer's punch, Elias gives me an exclamation with it. Quick jab. And what do we have here? Getting very little rain and nectar collectors. That's a fun clue to say. But everyone is also telling me that my lips are sealed. Of course, that's the phrase. My lips are sealed. I won't tell a soul. And that works beautifully with the downs. 10 down. Getting very little rain is arid. And nectar collectors are bees. I feel like we should exclusively refer to bees as nectar collectors from now on. I love that. New moniker for bees. All right. And we're pretty much done with the first, what would you say, third quarter of the puzzle? Goes fast. Goes fast. You guys are good. Mixes with a stick. And what do we have here? At this across, German mister. Okay. So how do you say, I know in Spanish it's señor. In English, I suppose it's mister. So how do you say it in German? And people like stirs for mixes with a stick. I like stirs as well. You might stir your Java, your milk into your Java. Gil on YouTube tells me hair is how you say mister in German. Very nice. Yeah, Sergey also agreeing. Welcome back, Sergey. Let's see what this E gives us. Snake-like swimmers. And Harry tells me here, before I even saw the clue, but I don't think it fits the clue, unfortunately. URL starters, starting with an H. Yeah, everybody knows eels are the snake-like swimmers. Eels are one of the most common crossword entries of all time. I think I read somewhere that 50% of crossword puzzles contain the word eel, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. URL starters. Everyone says HTTP. Yeah, HTTP. HTML is a reasonable guess as well, except I think HTTP, if you look at a URL, it actually does start with HTTP : / or whatever the whole jumble of symbols is. So let's go with that for now. And then 33 across, ocean east of NC. Tali asks the game name. This is at Arkadium.com. So go to Arkadium.com. That's Arkadium with a K. You can also check out the social media that you're watching on right now. And this is the daily medium crossword. If you want something harder, they have a daily harder. If you want something easier, they have a daily easy. And everything in between. So do check out Arkadium. Yeah, in the meanwhile, everyone is shouting at me that the ocean is the Atlantic, of course, yeah. And NC is for North Carolina. So the Atlantic Ocean is just east of North Carolina. Nice work, everybody. I see people joining on Instagram, but no one's playing on Instagram. Come on, represent. And I think it's time we look at this long across entry. Elias tells me that HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I think you're right. Very cool. Hypertext Transfer Protocol. 26 across, kitchen furniture. Kitchen furniture. And that seahorse's Ptolemy tells me that small fruit pies are tarts. Yeah, I think that fits nicely. The RP looks like a plausible letter combination. Large stringed instruments. Large stringed instruments ending with an RPS. And has anyone guessed for this long one? Kitchen furniture. It's actually a little strange. Oh, wow. Gil on YouTube says dinette sets. Dinette set or dinette sets? I'm not actually sure. I guess furniture could be plural, right? So sets is plausible. Dinette sets. Interesting. And Piers Catch the Pidge agrees. So let's go with it. In the meanwhile, everyone likes harps for the large stringed instruments. Yeah, and Gil confirms that this should probably be plural. It doesn't fit if it's not plural. Maybe we should check the S. Omen. We have omen, and at 28 down, we have ordered for takeout. Not immediately sure what that is referring to. And 21 down, would rather have. Piers writes sign for omen. Yeah, if it's an omen, it's a sign, it's a bad sign. You know, like a black cat on Halloween or something is an omen. It's a sign of something bad. To go, of course. Yeah, ordered for takeout is to go rather than eating in. Nice work. I was blind to that one. And then would rather have, everyone likes, prefers. Very nice. Very nice. We're rolling here. We're rolling here. Metallic food wrap. Frozen waffle brand. This was in yesterday's puzzle too, and it was making me nostalgic because I used to eat these all the time. And then borough north of Manhattan. Okay, I know this one because I'm in the New York area, but I'm sure many people know this even without being from here. People telling me that metallic food wrap is foil. And by the way, if you're watching this and having fun, consider following TikTok. We do this every day. The hosts, we've got a variety of puzzles. It's always a good time, and you don't want to miss the next one. Frozen waffle brand, yeah, is Eggo. Lego my Eggo. And smoked salmon is Lox. It's a whole like breakfast pileup going on here. Normally I stream in the morning. I'm filling in for Amay today, who typically streams on Wednesdays. So normally I'm hungry for breakfast when doing these streams, but not today. So you're not tempting me today, Eggo and Lox. Issy May tells me that the Bronx is the borough north of Manhattan. Exactly. I love the Bronx. And by the way, I know probably a lot of you said the Bronx, but chat goes pretty fast. And so if I miss you, I do apologize. Let's check out this middle section, shall we? Unclear as a memory. Well phrased is this 3-letter one. Jade is asking me what 35 down is. Oh, but I'm late to that. Yeah, I guess we already got 35 down. Sorry about that. Hazy memory. Yeah, that looks good. Looks good. I love when people supply their answers with an exclamation. I don't know if they're shouting at me or if they're just so excited to have the answer, but I appreciate taking the time to add some punctuation to the answer. Elias says, I love these streams. Helps me get through virtual school. I'm really glad to hear you loving it. I love them too. I have a great time with you guys. I solve a lot of crosswords on my own, and it's so much more fun to solve with others. Well phrased. I'm actually getting a bunch of different answers here. People say apes, art, but I did see a couple people say apt, which is my favorite of the guesses in chat. It's well phrased, it's accurate, it's apt. I think that makes sense. No, this is what people were saying apes for. Apologies, I didn't even see this clue. Yeah, so it was everyone was right, it turns out. Apt and apes. Gorillas and baboons are definitely apes. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, let's check out this section before moving down. Sharp smelling. Normally I would think like pungent or I don't know, aromatic or something. Obviously those don't fit. So I'm not immediately sure about that. And then prepare for a bath. People say drawing a bath, which I do like. You do draw a bath, but that there tends to be agreement. Prepare for a bath. I would think that the clue would have to be preparing for a bath. Am I being overly persnickety? Whoa, Lucinda guesses disrobe. That's a totally different take on the clue. Disrobe, it fits. And honestly, I don't know, this ID looks plausible. Ooh, there's also derobes in the chat. Wow. Okay, we're definitely going to need crosses to sort this out. Yeah, let's check the crosses. Here, blank, nothing. That's kind of a gimme. I love these colloquial quote fill-in-the-blank clues. Actor Epps or Sharif? Yeah, goes. Everyone telling me go. Here goes nothing. Yeah, like you're taking a plunge. Very good. And Lucinda, and probably others, yeah, definitely others, are telling me that it's Omar Epps and Omar Sharif. Very nice. So what do we have? Oh, and by the way, Goes and Omar both work perfectly with disrobe. So I think it was Lucinda who said that. Nice guess. And what else do we have? Long ago, yeah. Everyone's telling me ago, way back in time, long ago. In a galaxy far, far away. Lucinda, you're good at these. You solve a lot of crosswords? We have hair untangler at 31 down. Ah, and we have someone guessed putrid for 30 across, which fits the clue, but it doesn't fit the spaces we have. I think I saw someone write acrid. Yeah, that was hard for me to see. We just had the D at first. It was hard to see acrid, but I think it's right, especially since everyone likes comb for hair untangler. Cool. Yeah, I think we're finally working our way through this section. Blank view mirror. I'm sure someone saw this and wrote it in chat already. And let's check this new long across. Army medals. Big Johnny says it's the rear view mirror. Yes, I agree. And this section is working well. Nice work to Lucinda for disrobe. Bronze stars, William73 says Army medals are bronze stars. Cool. Yeah, I saw bronze, but I wasn't sure what the follow-up was going to be. But I think bronze stars works. Yeah, everyone in chat is agreeing. Yeah, Jade says bronze something. Let's go with stars and see how it goes. But by the way, we haven't really talked about the theme yet. So I'm going to remind us. The title of the puzzle is In the Movies. The title of today's Arkadium crossword is In the Movies. And I think the theme answers we have so far are plastic cast, dinette sets, and bronze stars. So someone explain this theme to me. I think I get it. In the meantime, let's check out this sole missing letter here at 47. Inlets larger than coves. Yeah. Safi says cast, sets, stars. Yeah, people are chiming in. Cast members, stars, sets. Exactly. These are all all these phrases end with words that are related to the movies, things in the movies. So you have a cast, you shoot films on movie sets, and of course you have a star-studded cast. You have stars in the movies. So I'm guessing 58 across is another theme entry, and it'll end with some other movie-related term. Very nice. And the TikTok chat all in unison telling me that inlets larger than coves are bays. I wouldn't have necessarily known. I do think of bays as larger than coves, but I don't know that that was part of the definition. That bays are always larger than coves. Undercover drug cops at 44 down. And 52 across is reschedule for later. That's tough to see just on the E. Yeah, Danik says narcs for undercover drug cops. I like that. Short for like narcotics officers. Yeah, Fruity Loop says narcos. I think it's going to be narcs. Ooh, and defer is reschedule for later. Yeah, that makes an abundance of sense. Hard to see with just the E. At least for me. Should we check this F? 54 down becomes 37 down with up. Whoa, okay, so we got a cross-reference going on. Where's 37 down? Here, hazy. So this clue should be read as becomes hazy with up. Wow. Any ideas on this one? This clue took some time to parse. In the meantime, a Dutch cheese. Lucinda, you're on a roll today. Total tear. Lucinda says fogs. I think I like this. So what this is saying is, yeah, Jade says that's fried my brain. Yeah, this one was a toughie. But I think Lucinda's onto something. If you fog up, so you add up to fog, so fogs up, that means you become hazy. I think that's right. And everyone knows the Dutch cheese tends to come in wrapped in wax. Very nice. Most of mommy, and mommy's in quotes. Curious clues down here in this lower left section. Half an evasive maneuver. Okay. And what do we have here? Excessive fuss. So people are telling me that M's is the answer. Most of mommy. Mommy's in quotes, so it's the word mommy we're talking about. And most of it is M's. M-O-M-M-Y. So I think people like M's, but there's disagreement in chat whether we spell M's like this or whether we put two M's like this. So we might need the crosses to sort that one out. William just filling in the whole section impatiently. Excessive fuss. Ado, yeah, much ado is an excessive fuss, a stir, a flap. Half an evasive maneuver. I think I saw people write zag, like zigzag. And let's check this last one, leave reeling. So yeah, that's going to work a lot better with an E. Captain Jack, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, so M's spelled out, the letter M spelled out, E-M, and that's most of mommy. Interesting clue, interesting approach. And we got days, fogs up, hazy. I don't think these words describe us today. I think we're all feeling pretty sharp and clear-headed. All right, pretty much the last section of the puzzle here. Oh yeah, James asked, where's the nice jazz music from yesterday? I thought I was playing music at first, but maybe it turned off. Let me put it back on. Or turned up a little? Is it playing? I don't know. Is there music? Yeah, I like the music too, but maybe it was too low today. Let me know if you can hear it. James says fantastic. Tells me that, yeah, heard now. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. So while I was dealing with music, I'm sure everybody answered all of these clues when I haven't even seen them yet. String of online posts. People telling me thread. Yeah, thread on Twitter or in your email, an email thread, on Slack. Very good. And what do we have here? Medical insurance group. Group is shortened, so the answer is probably shortened as well. Accumulate in quantity. Lucinda, you're good at this. HMO. And Jade coming in with the cross at amass. Yeah, to accumulate in quantity is to amass. You might amass a fortune, for example. Very nice. Danique also knew amass. Good work. Okay, rodeo mount for short. Okay. Anyone ever been to a rodeo? It sounds like a lot of fun. More irritable at 55 across. And more is usually a tip that it's going to be some kind of comparative word. So like it might have an ER at the end, you know, like angrier. It's more irritable. Something like that. Scratches. Where's scratches? I don't think oh, crankier. That's Seahorse Ptolemy and Captain Jack coming in with crankier. I like that. More irritable is crankier. Fits with our current letters. We can check the crosses. Other people coming in and agreeing. Let's get going. At 55 down. And should we check this last theme entry? Where officers gather evidence. Where officers gather evidence. What do we think? Betsy. Betsy says, come on, for let's get going. Come on. Yeah, that's a fun one. Gil on YouTube agrees, come on. And everyone telling me that officers gather evidence at crime scenes. Cool. Good entry. Not only a good entry, but it fits with our theme, right? Because to remind everybody, the puzzle is called In the Movies. And we have plaster cast, sets, stars, and scenes. These are all things in the movies. And something I like about this is that none of these entries refer to the movies at all. You know, plaster cast, it's a totally different sense of the word cast. Crime scenes is a pretty different sense of the word scenes from its use in movies. So it's sort of like you have all these normal in the language phrases, but they have something hidden in common. And the hidden thing is that they all kind of stash this word that relates to the movies. Very nice. I think yesterday we had people who steer various types of vehicles. We had a driver, a pilot, and a skipper. Today Jade agrees, scene works with movies. Very nice. Ooh, coconut Girl Scout cookies. I love, these are my favorite Girl Scout cookies. Ooh, Apple asks, what on earth is AARP? AARP is a retirement organization. So interest group for seniors. They're talking senior citizens here. I think once you're 60 or 65 or something like that, you can join AARP. So that's what's going on at One Across. Yeah, Samoas. Alpacas are rad. That's a cool username. Yeah, Samoas are the coconut Girl Scout cookies. They're little rings. They have chocolate and coconut on them. They're delicious. Oh, Jade says we don't have Girl Scouts here for cookies. Well, you're missing out. If you ever visit, make sure you get some Samoas. I don't know if they'll rival Jaffa cakes, though. Sharp knock. Texters, I think. Yeah, Issy May came in quickly with rap. Like to rap at the door. A small lake crossing, textures, I think. Yeah, this is a gimme. Jade says Jaffa cakes are elite. Okay, I agree. Jaffa cakes are probably better than Samoas. I don't really want to join this war. James says, as a Brit, I find the concept of Girl Scout cookies so bizarre. Haha. Yeah, I never really thought about it that way. I guess it is a little bizarre, but it's a fun tradition. Small lake is a pond, and IMO means in my opinion. So when you're texting and you type IMO, it means I think, in my opinion. Man, we only have one section left. I always get a little sad when this happens. As a duchy, we also don't have Girl Scout cookies here, so I also find it strange. Yeah, Chad is very international. Too international for Girl Scout cookies, apparently. Locksmith's Creations, or Keys. Yes, indeed, that's got to be right. Should we check the Y? Toy on a string. Interesting, I've seen this clue for kite as well, which kite is a toy and it's on a string, and it's also 4 letters, but we have a Y in today, so it's a yo-yo instead. Yeah, very nice. I tried to use a yo-yo a couple times, and I was no good at all. It is not so easy. B Hillbilly 4 says, Girl Scout cookies are still a thing. Yeah, they're definitely still a thing. And by the way, SC13 on YouTube, I see you getting all the right answers. I see you getting every single one. Getz of jazz. Okay, I don't know my jazz musicians. Scotsman54 says it's Stan Getz. Stan Getz, Captain Jack agrees. Okay, I'll have to look up Stan Getz after stream because I don't know this person. Yeah, James says Girl Scout cookies causing controversy in the chat. I agree. I find them pretty uncontroversial. Everybody likes them, here at least. Blank Noir. Yeah, Arkadium Game says we're a team here, guys. Pinot Noir, very nice. Pinot Noir is the red wine, and I guess Pinot Grigio is the white. 50 down is later. Everyone weighing in Croatia. They also don't have Girl Scout cookies. BH Hillbilly, you're in North Jersey. I'm also in North Jersey, and you haven't seen them for sale. I feel like they were definitely a thing at least last year. So if they're no longer a thing, it's a recent update. Oh yeah, for a second I thought everybody was suddenly leaving, but they're just telling me that 50 down is see ya later. No one's actually leaving. Is it obvious that I'm dragging my feet because I don't want stream to end? Charitable TV ad at 49 across. I've already seen some correct answers. And a fiery crime. Yeah, I think everyone knows that this is going to be an A. Elias Lewin says that they have a box of Girl Scout cookies and they live in South Louisiana. So if you have a box of Girl Scout cookies, that means they're still very much a thing. So after stream, I'm going to look up Stan Getz and listen to some of his music. And I'm going to verify that I'm going to buy a box of Girl Scout cookies. All right. Should we put it in? Drum roll. See if we get the confetti. Here we go. A. Nice. Nice work, everybody. We got the confetti. We had a plaster cast, dinette sets, bronze stars, crime scenes, all ending in words that are part of the movies, in the movies. Very fun. Well done, everybody. And everybody, go out and get some Girl Scout cookies, if you can. Even if you have to order them from the US for an obscene amount of delivery charge. I always have a lot of fun solving with you guys, and we do this every day. So I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time in the US. So please join me. I'll have a fresh puzzle, hopefully the same good company. And in the meantime, check out Arkadium. Arkadium.com has many more crosswords and a million other games. So check them out and follow us wherever you're watching so that you don't miss a show, you don't miss a new game. James says, see you tomorrow with some Girl Scout cookies. Yeah, everyone is still chatting about the Girl Scout cookies. I think we all should bring them as a snack tomorrow on stream. That would be fun. All right, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for playing, everybody.